So, since y'all have been liking the Bikini Bottom lore videos recently, I thought we would continue that by taking a look at the most iconic cartoon restaurant, the Crusty Crab.
Hey!
The Krusty Crab appears for the first time, like many things in this show, in the pilot, Help Wanted.
There it is. The finest eating establishment ever established for eating. The Crusty Crab. Home of the Krabby Patty, with a Help Wanted sign in the window.
We have already talked about the inconsistency in the road to the Krusty Krab, but there will be a lot of new ones to talk about with the restaurant itself.
I've been training my whole life for the day I can join the Krusty crew, and now I'm ready.
But the dining area is probably the most consistent one. In here we got an often changing number of tables. In the pilot it first looks to be at least 7, with us seeing 5 in the middle, but then they are kinda gone later in the episode and there's only a couple to the side.
Are you ready to rock, Squidward?
No.
Good, 'cause we've got customers!
Here, please hit me as hard as you can.
The boat register is pretty much always there though, and that's of course where Squidward spends most of his time in here.
Inattentive, impatient, a glazed look in the eyes. Look carefully at the "I really wish I weren't here right now" button.
Above him we got the menu, or the galley grub. The menu at the Krusty Krab changes a lot. There are often a lot of new food and drinks for specific episodes that we don't see on the menu. For example, in Pickles the menu is very short, and Bubble Ass orders something that's clearly not on there.
Double triple bossy deluxe on a raft, 4x4 animal style, extra shingles with a shimmy and a squeeze, light axle grease make it cry, burn it and let it swim.
The prices though are pretty much always way too reasonable for Mr. Krabs to run the restaurant. Like, even when he increases the prices, it's like more affordable than many places I know. Maybe he's not so bad after all.
$101 for a Krabby Patty?
With cheese, Mr. Squidward, with cheese.
Now for some obscure things. Does the Krusty Krab have a soda machine? In Season 2's Born Again Krabs, after Mr. Krabs has his switch up and goes from generous back to being greedy, he takes this guy's drink to put it back into the soda machine.
No more refills!
By how he ran away here, it looks like this soda machine should be next to the cashier boat, or at least somewhere on that side. Maybe in the corner after Mr. Krabs' office door. In the Season 1 episode Fools in April, when Tom asks SpongeBob to get him some ice cubes for his drink, we see SpongeBob run straight backwards. By where they are standing, it's possible that it's still located in the same place, but to my knowledge, we legit never see it again in the whole 14 seasons. The Krusty Krab has a salad bar. This one gotta be one of the most rare things in the restaurant, cause it showed up back in Season 1's Culture Shock and then never appeared again.
I just don't get it. If a free salad bar doesn't bring in customers, what will?
While we never see it again in the show, we do get the confirmation that it still exists 4 seasons later in New Digs, when Mr. Krab says this.
No! You have to punish me!
What? Okay, then wipe down a salad bar.
Aye, aye, sir.
SpongeBob's dumbass don't even know what salad is in Bossy Boots, so it's safe to say it's probably not out a lot in the restaurant. The salad bar does appear in multiple video games though, but I'm still waiting for the Season 14 episode that's gonna bring it back for an episode. There are 3 doors behind the cash register, leading to 3 different rooms. The door to the far right is to the restroom.
Now let's see how Squidward prepares for his shift.
The Krusty Krab toilets are actually not too bad. It's only like 3 of them and there's no gender separations, but like, come on, this is not a big restaurant. Most days, especially in the early seasons, it never had more than like 10 customers. In Crusty Crab training video, we see it's bilingual though, with a wash your fins sign in both English and Spanish. The door next to the restroom door, of course, leads to the kitchen.
Your workstation. It's important to keep your area tidy and free of droppings.
Here is where it gets really inconsistent. The grill is usually in the front, right under the order window, so SpongeBob can grill patties while breathing into Squidward's neck. But in multiple episodes the grill is in the back of the restaurant, like in Season 2's Your Shoes Untied.
Ta-da! A perfect patty.
All right, SpongeBob, hand it over. Well?
Here it's instead the fryer that's under the window, but usually they are both over here. Obviously the joke wouldn't work if the grill was in front, since then he could just hand the patty over to Squidward, but in other episodes there really seems to be no reason for it moving to the back.
SpongeBob! Thanks for finally getting rid of that horse.
You're welcome, Mr. Krabs.
Now if we could just get rid of Squidward.
In Employee of the Month, the grill even moves mid-episode from being in its usual spot to being in the back instead.
Faster, SpongeBob, faster!
There's nothing to this patty flipping, Mr. Krabs. I'll easily double your output, SpongeBob.
Boys!
But if you pay attention here, it actually looks like the grill is still in the front, and this is a new, way wider grill in the back. And then we got Neptune's spatula, where it's on the side of the room.
The accursed stove has burnt my finger. Feel thine own wrath, stove!
Sometimes there's a freezer in the Krusty Krab kitchen, and it can really be anywhere. Let's start with SP129 in Season 1. Here it's placed to the side when you walk in, but then if we move on to the original fry cook in Season 5, it's placed more on the side of the actual room. And then in Quarantined Crab in Season 12, it's in the back.
All I ask is that you remember me as I was, full of life.
Then we got Just One Bite in Season 1, where there is a big ass patty vault right in the middle of the kitchen, like it's taking up a lot of space.
Holy shrimp!
In Pat No Pay, we learn that this smaller vault is the refrigerator with ice inside. Shouldn't ice be in the freezer as well? Then we got the door on the left when you walk into the kitchen, and this door leads into Mr. Krabs' office. Also, the last door behind the register leads there as well, but Mr. Krabs almost always walks through, I don't know, the other door, like out from the main restaurant, like from the dining area. He always takes that door, even though it would be like way faster to take his office door to get into the kitchen.
SpongeBob, you wouldn't last even one day in the wild. This is your natural habitat.
But often when he walks into the kitchen, it's to check on SpongeBob, cause the customers outside are mad or something, cause half of the Krusty Krab episodes are just about how SpongeBob can't make Krabby Patties anymore.
That's what I thought you said. Now let me offer this as a rebuttal. Stay back! I'm warning you!
Alright, now you're just acting silly.
Mr. Krabs' office is kinda small, but it's really comfy. We see it in a lot of episodes, and there's not any big inconsistencies. I mean, in some episodes he has a money shower in here, and this chest can contain some different things, but it's mostly the same. In the Season 10 episode Mermaid Pants, we get some new stuff though.
You're a comic book geek.
Don't touch those. They're mint condition.
So not only do we learn that Mr. Krabs is a comic collector, but also that there is a whole secret room in here that technically would not fit in here. That goes for a lot of SpongeBob buildings. Like I said before, there are usually 3 doors on the wall behind the register. And that's true for most SpongeBob episodes, but in Season 12's Break-In we get this scene.
Employee break room?
So, to the collection of rooms we already have in the Krusty Krab, we can now add a break room. And the new rooms don't end here. There is a whole ass vent system in the Krusty Krab. In True for Square, we first get the return of the freezer in the back of the kitchen.
My ode to the Krabby Patty, made entirely out of ice.
Then they climb up at the top of the freezer to get into the very large ventilation system. These could lead to like multiple rooms that can be above or below the main restaurant, and we actually see one of them in the episode.
I think I see the exit. Ah, barnacles, it's just the surveillance room.
Oh, my house is on TV.
So Mr. Krab's got a whole surveillance room in the Krusty Krab. The Freaky Krab. Then in Chum Bucket Supreme, also in Season 6, we see even more stuff like this. Mr. Krabs is not only a freak, he is like a spy mastermind. And this is not the only time we see them underground in here. Moving forward to Season 12, we got Krabby Patty Creature feature.
Come with me, boyo.
Whoa, what is this place?
Now we got like a elevator freezer where Mr. Krabs' office door is supposed to be. Mr. Krabs says that this is his secret lab where he experiments on food, and he is paying Sandy to science up his menu. Makes sense, you know, with how like many new weird menu items that they come up with over the course of the show.
Here you go, sir. A king-size Ultra Krabby Supreme with the works. Double batter fried. On a stick.
Thanks.
Barnacle head.
Then we got a drive-thru that we see in the episode Drive-Thru of the same season, and then like a couple of other appearances.
SpongeBob, you're man in the drive-thru.
When do we get a drive-thru?
I realize there's a lot of young people on the go these days. They don't have time to sit down and eat.
Then we got the storage room that we see in Accidents Will Happen in Season 8.
What's all the ruckus?
It looks to be connected to the kitchen, but that means that there is even more doors in here. And of course we can't forget that in multiple episodes the door in the back leads outside. For example, in the Splinter.
Patrick?
Yeah?
Ah, thank goodness you're there. I got a splinter in my thumb and...
Oh, I see. Well, I'm pretty booked today, but I think I can fit you in.
Thanks, Patrick.
But then, in other episodes, there is no door here. Then in the Season 10 episode, Lost and Found, we get more underground stuff.
Is there a ladder?
Yes.
Here's the ladder, boyo.
Down here is a gigantic Lost and Found area with everything that has gotten lost in the Krusty Krab, including old referenced items and living people.